I've been waiting so long to take my turn. That's okay, I've really been thinking about it though. Like, really. So, man, matter of fact, check it.
Think about it for a minute, why did you press play? I already got you thinking about my chess game. Like I was a sexy woman that was jogging with big bonkers and a sports bra. It's like you watch a wow, I must say. That was my queen piece and I suggest you best stay away from me because it's me to protect dang. Feeling overheated and deleting all your pieces from the bottom without a reason if the king is checkmate. Please don't get me started, I am really warming up. Taking away the darkness like I am the morning sun. Patiently waiting for the days I'm on the stages. There's so many different places to flying is torn down. Glow for the shows, my fan base grows. Means more to me than anything. Without him I don't have any reason to be breathing. Might as well go put my neck to that rope. So I had to let you know I'm not gonna stop. No, do not tempt me, I'm more than ready. You know when I drop gold flow so heavy, do not upset me. I'm wishing that I flop because I love to hear them talk and I love to take a loss. I'll be winning from a lot. I face my pain in the coldest place, ran through the rain and found my strength. And I make mistakes, I'll take the blames. You can keep your hate, I'm here to stay. I'll never fuck with fake. So much to say, you gon' feel my heartache when I'm on the stage. My name is Gage, you got a lot of rage. You gon' feel my pain, so let my records play. My mind is so sharp, it can split your throat. At the same time, make the girls drop. Oh, I'm not here to waste time, so do not waste mine. My fans, all the legends, so don't call me the GOAT. I'm not here to glow, I just want y'all to hear my flows. Sharpen up the hunt and get spirit like a ghost. Worth is sparking up a blunt too, I don't want no smoke. No, I don't want no smoke. I'm doing all this solo. Nowadays it's all promo. Like what is it you're known for? I don't want no smoke. I'm doing all this solo. Nowadays it's all promo. Like what is it you're known for? I don't wanna be known for nothing, especially something that doesn't even have any substance. I hope wannabes knowing the front and I'll never be replaced. And that's something they cannot stomach, so throw up. I know you're sick of my flows. One drop, next drop's gotta be cold. So froze up like I was standing in the snow. One shot, tick tock, watch it unfold like.
I was muted. My man. Jammed your middle finger a couple minutes ago. Oh, uninstall. Got a straight throw. Damn, whoever made your intro song, fire. His link is in the description down below, or you can do Command Gage. Anyway, what's going on, guys? What is going on? My apologies. I was muted via the software, not my actual. Usually I just mute via my microphone, not the software, but I was muted through the software, so. Anyway, welcome in, guys. How's everybody doing? Necrotins, necrotees, boys, girls, other walks of Earth. I don't know. Or not. Maybe an alien. What's going on, guys? Car Kitty, what's going on? Today. Oh my god. Starting it off strong, guys. Muted, yawning, you know. That's why you're here, baby. That's why you're here. Alright, so, here's the thing. Okay, Borderlands yesterday, or Gearbox, I should say, yesterday released the Borderlands 4 official gameplay deep dive, right? So I was like, yo! I was so excited. I was trying to hold off till today to watch it for you guys because I couldn't stream yesterday. The kiddo's sick right now. She's literally just laying on the couch right now, chat. Just laying on the couch. A toddler just not wanting to do a fucking thing. I'm like, that is so sad. This dramatic little shit, though, before we get into it, guys, this dramatic little shit took a baby wipe and she was dabbing her under her eyes. Like she was dabbing her tears away and she's like, I sad. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, that is so adorably ridiculous. Like, come here, you know? You think you broke it? Can't bend it? Yeah, but they can't really do much about a broken finger, man. Been dealing with JavaScript, so it's been... Yes. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this is the game plan. This is how today's stream's gonna be structured. I hope you all are down for some good, genuine discussion. I'm kind of not in the mood for the trolls, guys. Like, let's just have like obviously we could joke around a little bit. That's fine, but I want to have like a genuine discussion, some constructive criticism flowing here, and some genuine feedback, like what we like about it and what we don't like about it, right? And of course, this is just like a quick gameplay snippet. We can't make... It's coming out tomorrow, totally. Yeah, it's absolutely coming out tomorrow. I wish, guys, I wish. But let's try to have like an intelligible conversation, right? Like let's keep the brain rot out today. Let's keep the memes to a minimum. And let's just kind of enjoy this, right? Because I do have, guys, you know me. I'm a bit of a critic, and I try to hold these AAA titles to a higher standard. You know what I mean? And Borderlands is my favorite game, or my favorite franchise. So it's really tough for me to keep my bias out of it when I'm like, dude, I love this game so much. This game will easily be top 2 if the story is good. Yeah, we're going to get into it, Oreo. We're going to get into it. Interviews daily, be quiet. All right, guys. Man, like I said, guys, today, let's keep the memes to a minimum. And let's keep the nonsense. I'm not afraid to time people out. And it looks like Carkitty's here. I don't know how much she's able to pay attention. But I'm not afraid to use the big guns. All right, Carkitty flexing. We're keeping it to a minimum because I wanna keep this a very like constructive day today. It doesn't have to be all day, but while we're talking about Borderlands 4, let's try to keep it constructive. But without further ado, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let the trailer play. If you guys haven't seen it yet, bam, here it is, sexy, bam. Give him the bonk. Yeah, that's right, Carkitty. I'll just tell you, hey, give that guy the bonk. You time him out for like 10 minutes or something. Anyway. I'm going to let this play. It's about 18 minutes long, it's about 19 minutes long. I'll let it play, then we'll watch through it again together, but I'll stop at certain points that I find interesting. And so I'm going to mute up. We're all going to watch it together. We're all going to enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend taking a nice, good look at it. I know it's 19 minutes long, but it's totally worth it. They talk about some good stuff. They show off a lot of really interesting things, and please hold your opinions and stuff for the end, maybe collect some thoughts, and then as we're going through it, or before we go through it for the second time, we'll ask what everybody thinks, just off the rip, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, then watch through it. We'll do like a deep dive, we'll call it, even though that's hilarious, it's called deep dive. We'll do like a good look. So, right now, let it go. And then we'll talk about it after. Okay, guys? So let me know if I need to turn it up or anything.
Heyo!
Sound
I'm
good?
Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment. Today, we're giving you our deepest look yet at Borderlands 4. All the excitement, loot, and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
Since creating the looter-shooter genre nearly 16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we push things even further.
This is hands down our best Borderlands ever. All new movement, abilities, bigger and badder enemies, and a brand new planet. All in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players, with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime Borderlands fans, we're throwing back to our more grounded tone, while pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before. This is the culmination of years of hard work from my teammates across the Gearbox studios. So enough talk, let's get it. This is Borderlands 4.
Borderlands is an unforgiving sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play as a Vault Hunter, a badass mercenary with powerful abilities called action skills.
Today I'm playing as Vex, our new siren. She wields supernatural phase energy to devastating effect. She can use that energy to empower herself or channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside her.
And because everything's better in co-op, I'm joining as Rafa, a former TDR soldier who wears an experimental exosuit. He can destruct an arsenal of weapons, like the razor-sharp arc knives.
These are 2 of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
Borderlands 4 takes place on Kairos, an all-new planet steeped in conflict. For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants fused to their spines. Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order.
That is until 6 years ago when Elpis showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating. A planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now people all across Kairos have started rising up, some even ripping out their bolts, and chunks of their brain along with it.
Here it comes!
That's the situation our Vault Hunters have crash-landed into. A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark. As you explore, you'll meet a cast of incredible characters. Fan favorites return, like Zane and Moxie. You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Last but not least is Echo 4. This helpful drone follows you everywhere, hacking Order tech, scanning the environment, and helping guide you to objectives. But enough of all that. Let's get into the game.
Thanks to our improved lobby system, it's easier than ever to join up with your friends on the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Today, we're venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4 zones on Kairos that you can seamlessly explore. There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
For our current mission, we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains. One of the Timekeeper's generals, Vile Lichter, has been conducting grotesque experiments on locals. It's up to us to stop him.
All right, let's get moving. Here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement abilities. Along with dash, double jump, climbing, and point grapple, these make getting around more fun and add a ton of utility to combat.
As you traverse, you'll uncover a vast and beautiful world. And to bring Kairos to life, we've introduced dynamic weather and events, so you constantly have new things to discover.
There's also plenty of local wildlife to contend with, like these Kratch, flying beasts who attack in flocks.
Here we've come across a silo, one of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Silos house old, decommissioned order tech that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4, we'll hack into their network and release the communications balloon. Now that we're in charge, we can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate location of a vault key fragment. We can collect these fragments to unlock a hidden vault, a high-level dungeon with challenging combat and serious loot.
Let's get after it. Another nice thing about silos is you can zip line up and take off. And if that's not fast enough for you, you can always pull out your personal vehicle, the Digirunner. Just hop on, hit boost, and get rolling.
You can customize the body, paint job, and even how it handles.
And because this is Borderlands, you best believe it has guns.
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
All right, we're coming up on an order outpost. Let's see the new movement abilities in action.
Chaining our new traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic than ever. You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles, or quickly reposition to gain an advantage.
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
We're meeting up with none other than the Tigra Partali herself, Amara. She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter from Borderlands 3. She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Don't you whine at me, homies. We'll play in a moment, huh? Ugh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide. This must be the path to the black side.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some property destruction.
Ooh, your specialty! Please, be my guest.
Come, let's throw some light on this black site of his. This place is crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands, and we've put a ton of work into making it better than ever. Our improved lobby was just the start. You can also set your own campaign difficulty independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about loot ninjas stealing your drops, as loot is always instanced for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up, you can easily fast travel to your friends.
And 2-player split screen returns so you can enjoy couch co-op. Regardless of how you play, we just want you to be able to hang with your buddies and have a great time.
What the hell is that?
Everyone else heard the talking creep, right?
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind. Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air vent. Let's check it out. Hermes is really creeped out in here. Not me, obviously. Hermes.
Now that we're in the black site, let's take a moment to talk about loot. In Borderlands 4, each piece of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics and trademarks. There's Jacobs, with crit-friendly black powder weapons, the elemental expertise of Maliwan, Vladov, who solve lower accuracy with more bullets, the toss to reload Tedior, or Torg with explosions! We also have 3 new ones. The Order with powerful charge and release blast, fully auto rippers, and the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
But that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon. For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Maliwan elemental switch, meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
And that's before even getting into alt-fire modes, underbarrels, and elemental damage.
The possibilities are truly endless.
To support playing with your favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers. Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with Daedalus parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage. This lets you min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers. Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
Before we go further, let's talk a little bit about action skills. Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills. These are class-defining abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further customize action skills with augments and capstones. These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
And also, you can pet the cat.
Dead end. Or is it? Let's see where this vent takes us. Gods. Are those test tubes?
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
I'm almost afraid to ask what's in the tube.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
By the way, if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
But we'll talk more about endgame later. For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass. In Borderlands 4, our bosses are bigger and better than ever, putting all your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
Whoa. Spoilers! That's enough of that for now. But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
Okay. All right. Everybody take a deep breath for like 3 seconds there. Everybody take a deep breath. Give me your thoughts. Give me your, like, bare bones thoughts. I don't need, like, an in-depth. Let me know what you think. Does it look good? Yes, no. 1 in the chat if it looks good. Let's start off there. 1 in the chat if it looks good. Guns look too powerful. Done. Okay. 1 in the chat. Okay, it looks good. Honestly excited. 1. Okay, we're getting a lot of 1s out there. Yo, what's up? Hey, what's going on, Perfect Cell? Welcome in, guys. If you're just joining us, we just got done watching the Borderlands 4 official gameplay deep dive, right? Honestly excited. Very little feedback. Okay, all right. Now this is where the part of me that comes in, right? My critical side of me, right? And I'm a very critical person, right? What about it worries you guys? Okay? Let me ask you that first, and then I'm gonna ask you what makes you all excited. But I want to know right now, based on everything we've seen thus far, what worries you a little? I'm looking for the I don't know about that. Those that are like potential. Sorry, too early. No, you guys are good. Like, because you got to have something. If you don't have something, about it, then you're looking at it wrong. You should always have something about it. It's not perfect. There's no way. What worries you, right? You can't just look at something like, wow, yeah, that's fucking cool. Kind of seems a bit too serious for Borderlands, but could just be part of the story. Okay, I feel you, yeah. I think the guns are a bit powerful and the enemies are a bit too weak. Okay, I'm seeing I'm picking up what you guys are putting down. Okay. What about you, Kanye? You just said leaks? Come on, I need something more than that. Leaks are always a worry. Some people enjoy leaks. I personally don't. I like to be surprised. I'm pretty good at avoiding spoilers. Have fun playing Cartoon Destiny 2. Oh, you think it's very similar to Destiny, Keith? Okay. The prefixes below the enemies' names. Oh, you're saying like so. I don't know if I noticed that. So if it's like a slag, or there's not slag in this game, I don't think. If you're saying like it's a shock enemies, it'll say the enemy's name then shock. A little annoying. Okay, I feel you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, do you guys mind if I give you my worries? So, I think that this game is going to kill Borderlands. I think it's going to kill it. I think that this will officially be the stake that drives Borderlands. And I'm talking about all of the Borderlands 2 lovers, all the pre-sequel lovers, all of the Borderlands 1 lovers, right? I think it's going to kill this franchise. Based on what I've seen so far, okay? I also hate, and I'll get into it more why, but that's my worry. I'm worried that it might kill the franchise. It might kill it. One of my things that I don't like that there's not a mini map. Like, we've got a compass at the top. I find that very jarring and kind of ugly. I don't like that we have the ghost from from Destiny. We have Ghost and Scarabs. Is that what they're called? What are they called? The hover bikes, basically. What are they called in Destiny? I think that this game looks like it's trying to be Destiny. I feel like Borderlands is officially throwing themselves out the window. They're throwing their identity out the window and trying to be Destiny. The personal vehicles. Yeah, what are they called? Your only feedback is futurism. Yeah, and Destiny with cartoon graphics. It looks. I'll get into the stuff I like about it later, but I want to just get my annoyances out there. Finished build outline. Hey, love to see it, dude. Love to see it. I want to get all of the negativity out there and all of the uh-ohs out there. You know what I mean? So you guys know where I'm coming from. And again, I can't stress enough that this is from a place of love. This is my favorite franchise in the entire world. Like, I literally am striving to do this for work. You know what I mean? This isn't, oh, I'm just trying to be a hater. No, dude, I want this to be good. But I'm like, you're presenting a game in front of me and calling it Borderlands. Slap any other title on this and I'm there. I'm interested. But the fact that it is called Borderlands, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Where are we at with this? Where are we at? Graphically, I think they've veered too far away from the cell shading and stuff like that. It is even further away than what Borderlands 3 was. I don't think that the movement is a plus. I'm sorry. I know there's people out there that really enjoy that. I think the wall climbing and stuff like that is kind of cool, but I'm like, why the hell do we have grappling hooks? Why do I have a jetpack? You know what I mean? Why do I get a jetpack? Why can I hover or glide? Why can I boost in the air? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just Black Ops 3. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play Borderlands to go slide, grappling hook, boost jump, climb on the wall. You know what I mean? Aren't we supposed to be bored? What are you talking about? I think they're called something like drifters. Dude, I don't remember what they're called. It's called Borderlands for a reason. That, and another thing that I noticed as well is how empty the world was, and that's what I was afraid of. I looked at that and I was like, Also, I think that the map changes, like, while it looks graphically better. I see where you're coming from. Makes me realize why I hate COD. Dude, take Black Ops 6, for example. They're like, oh, yeah, let's fucking just throw Omni movement in there. You can run in any direction and this, that, and the other. I don't play first-person shooters for that, dude. I play Borderlands to kill things, to shoot awesome guns, to get the skills in there that are fucking awesome, dude. Fucking wipe shit for a challenge, you know what I mean? Another thing, speaking of challenge, the game looks unbelievably easy. And they did mention something about changing difficulty, how you can change your difficulty. I think that is another stupid addition to the game. Imagine I'm playing with Car Kitty. Car Kitty, I'm just using you as an example. I'm not saying you're going to play like this or anything. Just an example. Say I'm playing with Car Kitty, and I'm playing on the normal difficulty, okay? We're fighting a boss, okay? It's a difficult boss. Shit's hitting the fan. Shit's flying everywhere. The floor's lava. Lightning's coming down. The sewers are leaking gas. You know what I mean? Everything's happening all at once. And then there's just some big brawling dude just going, wop, 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 right? And we're trying to take him out. I'm struggling. I'm fucking sweat's beating. I'm hitting the controller like... You know what I mean? I'm doing that. And then you got Car Kitty that's like, happy, happy, happy. She's on easy mode. So it's not even hard for her. She's got 19 status effects. It's not putting her in the down state. She's shooting him, doing way more damage than me. We're the same character, same build, but since she's on easy difficulty, she gets to do more damage because it's easy. I don't think that you should have different difficulties based on, like, when you're playing with people. I feel like that should be an option. You know what I mean? Like, if you're hosting a game or something like that, you should be able to turn that shit off. GG too easy. Exactly. I'm like, why the hell does Buddy get to be on easy mode and ruin my experience? Because imagine I'm looking over and I'm watching Car Kitty just fry this boss. Fucking ming, 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 ming. The thing is just dropping health like crazy. We got the same gun, same build. I'm shooting at him and I'm doing less damage just because of a fucking button that I pushed. Easy mode. Like, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I think Borderlands 2 had too little movement. That's why a lot of the time I'm using grenades / rockets to move around faster. Yeah, but I think that adds to the game. You know what I mean? That adds fun to the game where you're like, oh, here we are. We're limited by movement, but since I know these advanced techniques, I can move more quickly. If I time a grenade or a rocket jump fast enough, you know what I mean? I can move around faster. I can jump higher. And again, those are like unintended mechanics, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure when the developers developed Borderlands 2, they weren't like, oh yeah, let's fucking make grenade jumping a thing. You know what I mean? New Borderlands players will love this game. I say specifically younger people. I think the OGs drift. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like my biggest worry is that they're not appealing to their audience that's already there. They're trying to capture new people. And you should always be striving to capture new people, but destroying your core audience, I think, is not the way to go about it. And we're going to watch through this and get a little bit more into where I'm coming from. But I probably have a few other gripes here or there. But really quick, guys, I want to know what you guys... Now we'll get to the positive side. I want to know what you're excited about this game. What looks good? What sounds good? What was really, really 10 out of 10s for you? Like, give me the positivity now. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. We don't need to be negative the whole time, but let's bring it back, baby. Let's bring it back. The heavy weapons. Oh, you're talking like the new heavy weapons slot? Okay, I see you. Having infinite ammo? Yeah, that's really cool. That is really cool. But being on a timer is a little annoying.
Heyo!
Heyo! You kind of fuck with the car following everywhere? Okay. Hey, you're used to waiting for action skills? No, I see you. I see you. I just hope we can use it while down, you know what I mean? Because, like, getting a second wind... You know, rocket launchers were really good for that. I like the gliding and wall climbing, honestly. I'm so excited for that. Okay. You love the blimp thing that gave a rough estimate where the key was found, but could be done better because the second he got there, he knew exactly where it was, which they had made it way harder. Okay. It's a buttload of action skills. I don't know how long it's going to take to get a good amount. Okay. When is the good? Right now. Right now, brother. Pay attention. Yeah, the blimp thing was almost good. Okay. I think the blimp thing you guys might have misunderstood, but we're going to get to that. We'll get to that. Running and gunning. Gun is running. Yeah, that was cool. The wall climbing is good, and I think gliding could be restricted more, like use the blimp per se. Okay. Gun is running. I think they had a few guns like that in Borderlands 3 as well that would just like chase after enemies. Imagine your gun just runs away. It's like, you know what? Fuck that. It's the Gunner Ring's little brother. It's like, no way. Zach, hey, what's going on, man? Okay. T, your moment. Yeah, for sure. All right, do we got any more things that we're excited about, guys? I'm way too scared for this shit right now. What do you mean? Says the gun. Oh, okay. 8 gun manufacturers? Yeah, okay. I am a little disappointed that they took Hyperion out of the mix. Like, what the hell's up with that? Just Hyperion disappeared? Huh? What's up? Hey! Bing Jing, welcome in. Alright, any last minute things, guys, that we're excited for? Otherwise, we're going to get into... We're going to get into it. The Ashen and Pangolin aren't here. Yeah, that's a little bummy. Alright. Let's see. Hyperion because Jack got killed. Yeah, but it's not like all of Hyperion... Did all of Hyperion just disappear after Jack got assassinated? Or after Jack got killed? Bum, 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 bum. Was the CEO in the new Tales? Huh. Excited for Moxie too? Alright. Moxie's like 60 at this point, dude. She's old. Okay, we're gonna get into it, guys. We're gonna get into it.
I'm Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Center.
We're gonna
all the
insane
loot and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
So here we got a little bit of a little peek at the...
Since creating the looter-shooter genre nearly 16 years ago...
Okay, right here. Right here, we've got these guys talking about how, yes, they are. Excuse me, God, I got the hiccups and I'm burping. I'm just getting the works today, man. They're talking about how Borderlands is the grandfather of looter shooters, okay? They started it, okay? They set the precedent, especially with Borderlands 2, okay?
We've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we've pushed things even further. This is...
Okay, now I'd like to talk about that. We've pushed things even further. Now, or I'd like to talk about that a little later, but just remember that. We've pushed things even further, okay?
Hands down, our best Borderlands ever. All new movement, abilities, bigger and badder enemies, and a brand new planet. All in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players, with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime Borderlands fans, we're throwing back to our more grounded tone, while pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before. This is the culmination of years of hard work from my teammates across the Gearbox studios. So enough talk.
Okay, I want to talk about this guy's shirt really quick. I know it doesn't make any sense, but this is wicked. That's a good looking shirt. My man's a
let's get it.
This is a lot. It's like silky, you know? I don't know what's going on here.
Borderlands 4.
That was just ridiculous. The cinematics are good. Can I up the quality? Fuck it, we're going balls out.
Borderlands is an unforgiving sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play as a Vault Hunter, a badass mercenary.
Okay, getting another look at the Vault Hunters, right? Did they add stuff to
mercenary with
that's
powerful
like
abilities
skin,
called
right?
action skills.
Today I'm playing...
Okay, first of all, the new Siren looks fucking tits up, dude. Are you kidding me? This shit looks badass. These fucking wings? Are you kidding me? You fucking kidding me? Sorry, that was loud. That probably echoed. Are you kidding me? That's fucking lit. They put a lot of cards in this basket. That's all I'm saying. That's sick.
It's back.
Her
So you
wings
saw-
are like, they're like demon wings instead of like the angel wings that Lilith or Angel had and
Iron.
Hey, did Amara ever have wings?
She wields supernatural phase energy to devastating effect. She can use that energy to empower herself or channel it to conjure deadly
This shit's sick as hell too. She's flying around with a scythe, just a Grim Reaper looking shit. That's
minions
so
that
sick.
fight alongside her.
And because everything's better in co-op, I'm joining as Rafa, a former TDR soldier
I was skeptical about the way this guy looked
who
too,
wears an experimental exosuit. He can digistruct an arsenal of weapons,
but this shit
like the razor-sharp arc
is a
knife.
little
These are
that's pretty cool.
two of our
I seen
four
that and was
new
like,
Vault
let's
Hunters
go.
that you can play at launch.
Now we get another look into like what they call it, the veil, right here that got shattered by Elpis. Elpis looks like it's fucked. I doubt Elpis is good. Got anything
Borderlands
going
4
on
takes
with it.
place on Kairos, an all-new planet steeped in conflict. For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants fused to their spines.
Okay, so we get a little bit of lore and what's going on, which is really nice, guys, because we've got... I was really confused as to why everybody just has, like, exosuits now. I'm like, what in the Black Ops 3 is going on here? What in the Advanced Warfare is going on here, right? It's like, anytime a franchise starts taking a little bit of a dive, they're like, oh, exosuits, advanced movement, let's go. Like that saves it or something, but this is a decent explanation as to why.
Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order.
That is until 6 years ago when Elpis showed up.
Okay, so this is 6 years that have passed. That kind of drives me nuts, too. We gotta wait. We got a 6-year jump, man. Another 6-year jump. I wonder if we'll be able to see what's inside.
This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating.
Maybe
a planet-wide cataclysmic event that
So, peep the crystals. Let me go back here. Peep these crystals.
The results were devastating.
They mention it later, but I wonder if this crystal is going to take like the place of like iridium, or maybe this is iridium. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is, but I'm very curious because it seems important, right?
Planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now people all across Kairos have started rising up. Some even ripping out their bolts. And chunks of their brain along with it.
Sorry, I know
some even ripping out their bolts.
Here, chat, and look at this two-headed monstrosity. It's like almost like two people are like welded together, and maybe just a head got sewn onto this guy. Some of this like genetic mutation stuff, really cool. Interested
chunks of their
it.
brain
Definitely
along.
Really interested with it because it's like Borderlands doesn't really have like that side to it yet, or at least we haven't seen it too much, right? With like. Excuse me. With most of our time being spent on Pandora, where it's kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a planet of just like nonsense, essentially, right? There's not a lot of structure there, which is what Jack was trying to do, right? Trying to bring a little more structure. He just did it the wrong way.
Along with it.
Your vaults are more like side
That's
missions.
the situation
we'll
our vault hunters have crash landed into.
Okay, then we look and we see this very beautiful landscape, and then you've got these fucking trees that look like hot doo-doo. I don't know why. These just stick out like a sore thumb. Everything else, like, it's almost like they threw cell shading on just the fucking trees here. Everything else looks like, I don't know, this just looks like it stands out, like, very uncomfortably.
A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark.
Concentrated iridium that way. This lady, I really like the hair. I like the, I'm maybe not like all how much she has exposed, but like the rest of the outfit is kind of, I dig it. It's very like, here's a theory I have, right? These people are people that are with the Timekeeper, that almost like a, there's going to be like some sort of class system, and these guys are very upper class society. It's like, oh, things are great with all of these bolts, all these technological advancements and stuff, blah, blah, blah. We live great lives because we're in the upper class. And they got like the slums.
You'll meet a cast of incredible characters.
If they get Peter Dinklage to play him.
Fan favorites return. Like Zane and
Zane, 10 out of 10. Dude, I might dye my beard in the stash. I might do the Zane fit. This goes hard. Moxie with some new boots. We love that. We love that.
You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
Rush looks super cool. Sorry, I did that later. Then we got our boy Claptrap coming back.
And as always,
so
Claptrap is along for the ride.
Zane cosplay? Yeah.
Last but
now this.
not least is Echo 4.
Echo 4. Buns, get it the fuck out of here. Why the fuck are we getting the ghost from Destiny? Why?
Hacking order.
Why? Somebody explain this to me. This is where I'm gonna get a little salty, a little bit. Every time that we just get a Destiny ripoff, I'm gonna be upset. Like, Borderlands is not Destiny. It is far better. Let's not be Destiny, okay? Like, why do we have the ghost from Destiny, bro? Why?
Tech, scanning the environment, and helping guide you to objectives.
Like, look at this. Like, what kind of fucking... What is this? Why do I need a path to show me exactly where to go, man? Like, half the fun of Borderlands is trying to figure shit out and do things. You know what I mean? Like, why do I need my hand held through everything? Like, I swear that developers today just act like gamers are stupid or something. Like, it's almost like an insult to me, man. See, these trees look a little better down here. I don't know if that's the same tree, but this looks better. Yeah, I hope we could turn off the pathing. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it almost like it pulls you out of the immersion. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, well, you're just showing me what, like, you're showing me an exact path or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just ruins my immersion.
But enough of all that. Let's get into the game.
So now we're going to get into the game. Now, all of you who are sitting here, I'm sure you've all played Black Ops 1. Okay, now I want you to picture Black Ops 1 for 2 seconds. Okay?
Thanks
Oh, wait. Actually, it's after this.
to our improved lobby system, it's easier than ever to join up.
This is a 10 out of 10. It looks a lot like Tina's Wonderlands, right? You have like the banner on the side. You got this stuff up here. 10 out of 10. I'm always happy to. It looks like they're testing this on PlayStation, which is probably where I'll be getting it. Yeah, hopefully an option disable Echo 4 altogether. Yeah, because the whole thing is like Borderlands is. It has a set style, and I'm not saying it has to stay the same forever, but it has to stay within the same amount. You can't just call something the Echo 4. And we were talking, this is only a 6-year jump, and I understand we're on another planet and stuff like that, but I'm like, the reason why Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel are so fucking loved is because it's a similar style. They change pretty drastically across the board. Well, maybe the change from Borderlands 2 to the pre-sequel isn't as big, but there's so many similarities you really can recognize, oh, hey, this is Borderlands franchise. You know what I mean? You can really recognize this. Then you throw Borderlands 3 in the mix and you're like, what the hell? Like, it's almost a completely different style of game. And Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, to an extent, is in the same boat, but they get around that by you're playing a board game within the Borderlands universe. You know what I mean?
Up with your friends on the
But
floor.
I will say the design, maybe it's just the mask. I don't know. I didn't like the way this character looked. But yeah, the design choice of the characters, this looks a lot better.
And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Is there farming? I'm not sure. Yes, kind of.
Today,
yes,
we're
yes.
venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4 zones on Kairos that you can seamlessly
Okay, we got 4 zones on Kairos that we can quote-unquote seamlessly
explore.
traverse.
There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
Now, that's a word I have issue with. Endless looting and shooting. Endless, right?
For our current mission,
Now think of Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1, you know, you got the mission with the crossbow, you spawn in, it's snowy. This does not look like a Borderlands game. Don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. This looks fucking amazing. This looks like a 10 out of 10. But why do I got this like little symbol? Oh, my teammate's 10 meters away. I don't care about that. Just give me a fucking mini-map so I can see where he's at. You know what? Okay. The HUD, I've just got issues with across the board, right? We got a hold, I'm assuming hold triangle system, and you can swap between whatever, which they've had. Oh, triangle, yeah. I'm hoping you can just tap triangle to cycle through weapons. But then we've got the HUD over here. Like, I kind of wish we still had the XP bar at the bottom. That's fine that it's like around here. A small niche change, not really a big deal. The health and shield, I don't know how much I'm vibing how, like, I don't know, it looks very like, they changed the HUD. This is subjective. If you like it, great, whatever. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal, other than the fact that we now have a compass instead of a mini-map now. I think that's disgusting. The objectives, everything looks a lot more sleek, I'll give it that. Like, it looks a little more like, futuristic, or I don't know what the word is. It just looks a lot more sleek, less bubbly. You know what I mean? Darker tones as well. Instead of like, all this would normally be like that lighter blue, but instead we now have these darker, like the lighter blue like this. It might be hard for you guys to see. Lighter blue like the shield, like the background of everything. But instead we've got that black or really dark.
we need to
blue.
break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains.
Ammo crate. Oh yeah, that's right. There was like a little bit of a
For
ammo
our
crate.
current mission,
This looks like something that you would just get $1, like a couple bucks out of, or something like that.
we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains. One of the timekeepers
But yeah, this looks a lot like a early Call of Duty mission and less like a Borderlands
Generals.
mission. The crosshairs look a little interesting. For
has been
weapon.
conducting growth.
Now, the weapons in this game as well, I have a big issue with them as well because they look like Borderlands 3 weapons. What made Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel really nice is the guns were distant future, but not like so distant future that you were like, that's not even a gun. I'm holding a transformer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want guns that do that.
Grotesque experiments on locals.
Like,
it's
some of the guns
to stop it.
Most of the guns in Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel at least made some sort of sense in their functionality. Obviously, you have
let's get moving.
Like, few exceptions, but
here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement.
Now this, I don't know about it, man. What does this add to the game?
Abilities, along with dash, double jump, climb.
Same with the climbing on the walls. The climbing on the walls is neat to an extent, but it's like the only thing I think that the climbing on the walls adds is the fact that we can get these really extreme, like it's showing here, these extreme verticalities where we can climb up them and it's not just, take a staircase.
These make getting around more fun.
So I will give them that the climbing, but this, for lack of a better, I wonder if you can move side to side a lot better. And if you can move side to side, is it just like, this is literally just a reskinned ladder. You know what I mean? This is just a reskinned ladder. And I don't think that adds
a ton
much
of utility to combat.
Right? So we've got a glide and a reskinned ladder. You know what I mean? Like, and I hope that it's a little more than just a reskinned ladder, right? If we can move left, right, and shoot while we're on there, then it's going to be a little better. Because
as you traverse, you'll uncover a vast,
another
beautiful
over
world.
there. It looks like we got a few more over.
And to bring Kairos to life, we've introduced dynamic weather.
And now we've got a double jump. Like, again, what does that really add? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing a fighting RPG game like God of War, Darksiders, what's another example? I'm not playing Nicktoons Unite. You know, a double jump doesn't do much for you in a
so you constantly have new things to discover.
It's like, the mantling is fine.
There's also plenty of local wildlife to contend with.
Let's see, here we are with the glorified ladder.
Flying beasts who attack in flocks.
And then here we come to our first bit of actual combat that we see. And I assume that he's level 24, right? This is level 24? So he's a couple levels above the enemy, but it's like one shot from this fully automatic weapon. We're looking at 106 damage. And it melts it. It fucking melts it. Zero challenge whatsoever. I don't know if
here
he's
we've
playing
come
on
across
easy mode, chat. Let's just assume that he's playing on easy mode for my sanity for the rest of all of this.
Silo, one of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like
sounds
this
good,
all across Kairos.
So, here. Now, this is another thing I'm a little worried about, okay? I don't want Borderlands to be reduced into a God of War, Darksiders, RPG type game where it's like Borderlands has elements of RPG and it is an RPG to an extent. And this is a welcome addition to the game. Addition, not replacement for side missions, okay? I still want side missions. I still want 1,000 of them to go out and do just for world building and lore and those fun, interesting moments that Borderlands provides, right? I want a bunch of side missions as well as stuff like this, where you find something randomly out in the middle of fucking nowhere, like this little comm station or whatever it is. And I just don't want it to be like that thing where you're running around in like God of War or something and it's like, oh, veer off the beaten path slightly. And then you find something randomly out in the middle of fucking nowhere, like this little comm station or whatever it is. And I just don't want it to be like that thing where you're running around in like God of War or something and it's like, oh, veer off the beaten path slightly. and you'll find this little boss arena. You fight that boss, and now you get a cool piece of armor. Or in this case, oh, you get a one piece of something, you put it together, and now your health gets increased. You know what I mean? Is that making sense? Like, I'm trying to find a game that's like a really good example. Like, I'll use Darksiders. I don't know if you guys have played it, but after you find 4 of the health stones or whatever, it increases your health stone. Or increases your health. Or it gives you an additional health bar. That's what it is. Excuse me. So you find 4 health stones, bam, now you get an additional health bar. Cool, great. I don't want Borderlands to be, oh, I need to go collect all these vault fragments so that I can then go into a dungeon vault thing and then go get my this, that, and the other. No, dude, like, what the hell? Like, if that's there alongside of everything, great.
Here we've come across a silo, one of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos.
Okay, so we'll find them all across Kairos. Now that's, obviously there's going to be
There's no
more
need to
than one
pick
of
up a
these.
mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Silos house old, decommissioned order tech that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4, we'll hack into their network and release the communications balloon. Now that we're in charge, we can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed.
See, now we look at the map, and the map is like really detailed. It looks more like a like those games that I was just talking about, Darksiders, God of War, stuff like that. The map is so incredibly detailed, which is cool and great, and I appreciate that to an extent. But I'm like, it looks like we're gonna have to go through it to discover. Sorry, I'm trying to like trying to like scroll on the map, but I can't.
Reveal the approximate location of a vault key frag.
Doesn't need all these details on the map. The gameplay stands on its own. You know what I mean? I feel like this is change for the sake of change. You know what I mean? And if it's there, great, alongside all of the greatness. You know what I mean? And then it looks like we get a little bit more of a whatchamacallit going on. Like when you open your inventory, it's a lot. It doesn't seem to be from the Echo anymore. You actually, which I feel like added to the immersion, right? When you're in Borderlands 1 through, I think 3 has it, right? Where you open your inventory, it just, you pull out your Echo and it does like a display so you can like rotate the camera and you can like look around the world around you. Like you're almost like you're pulling out your phone and you're looking at your inventory via your phone. But instead it's the Echo, right? And I feel like that adds to the immersion. When you just pull up like a whole fucking menu like this, bloop. Well, now it removes the rest of the world around you, and it's you're looking more at like Call of Duty, right? I don't know. We'll see. It's not like it's not a game breaker. We're not looking at like this ruins the game for me by any means. But then here, what is this? This seems like, okay, a highlighted area. I have no idea what's going on here.
We can collect these fragments to unlock a hidden vault, a high-level dungeon with...
Okay, so this is the part I think that you guys were confused about. So we get a hint area as to where...
challenging combat and serious
vault key
loot.
Fragment. So it's around that area somewhere.
Let's get after it.
So we've got the gliding. It looks like we've got one enemy here. But look how dead this looks. This is what I was afraid of. Sure, you got these vast landscapes and stuff like that, but like... this feels very empty. Even though we've got like a couple shipping containers or something here... and this whole, like, we just launched a balloon in the air. You would think that if there's any enemies in the area, they'd want to come over and investigate what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? And maybe it's just this area. Maybe it's just this area. I really did like the sounds, chat. The sounds are fucking crazy. Crazy, actually. Right? You got the wind. You hear your glider. And did you guys hear how you picked the rate at which you were following went faster and faster, and you could hear it? It was like, and then you like hit the ground, crunch, you know, good hefty car hoonch, man. Like that was good. That's good. One more time. Let me listen. Like, boom, and it's so bassy, just boom.
Another night.
And then the footstep sounds on that metal, tink, 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 tink. Like it sounds good.
The thing about silos is you can zip line up and take off.
Now, oh my god, I don't even like that. Get out of my face. So another thing that I'm a bit worried about is the grappling hooks and
you can zip line up and take off.
Like this stuff is cool, but unfortunately, the grappling hook is restricted to these areas that have this side or the other. Like, and this transition seemed kind of weird. I don't know if like the piece went over. I don't really understand what went on there. And we get more of this beautiful landscape. Don't get me wrong, the visual is really good. This is very reminiscent of Borderlands 2, like Frostburn Canyon. So I like the consistency there on some of the textures. That's really nice. I know it's like really weird, but this is kind of jarring. Like, why the hell does it pop out like that? Why some of it like seems so seamless, but then like you've got these weird rough edges. Like, it's almost like they created this really beautiful landscape and then like, okay, throw a cheap ass shell shade over it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what's the point? Because now I'm looking at this looks jarring, and it looks like we've got an enemy here, little skag type enemy, little dog looking thing.
And if that's not fast
again, look how empty this is. Like there's
enough for you, you can always pull out your personal
vehicle. You can see on the
vehicle.
radar though, or on the compass here, that we've got a couple enemies, and I'm assuming with it being highlighted red, it means that they're aggro.
Did you runner?
And this, again,
just hop on, hit.
It's too Destiny for me. I've made it very clear that I'm not a big fan of, oh, we can whip out a vehicle anywhere on the map. I'd rather have the map be a bit smaller so that we can run from point A to point B.
You can customize the bot.
Because when you're going through something too fast, when you're speed running something, when you're driving through it at light speed, you don't capture the environment. You don't get to enjoy that stuff. You don't make memories doing that. Sure, in Borderlands 1, for example, me and Car Kitty, we made a couple of really fun memories, but it's not because that the environments are really cool. It's because the driving mechanics are such ass that we'll hit something and then either stop in our tracks or get launched 50,000 feet in the air. Or get tossed off the edge of a bridge or something. You know what I mean? Those are what creates memories. This
body, paint job, and even how
this you do one time and you're not going to remember this. You don't have an awesome moment with your friends.
And because this is Borderlands,
you experience it like, oh, this is so cool. But this will get old. This will get old.
You best believe it has guns.
3 or 4 times you're like, I have to drive on the other side of the map. So yes, in Borderlands, like I'll use Borderlands 2 because it's the best of the franchise, right? I'll use that as an example. But in Borderlands 2, when you gotta go really far, like yeah, it sucks, but at least the adventure there is always so much fun, and it's full of like just this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? When you gotta climb up to the bunker, like yeah, that fucking sucks, but it's a fucking treacherous climb. You know? This is like, there's no conflict.
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events.
Now, don't get me wrong, the dust is a bad offender. This is Borderlands' like problem in general. Any of these driving areas, Borderlands just isn't a driving game.
From order patrols to world.
And again, don't get me wrong, don't take it as negativity, it's just constructive criticism. The vehicles look cool. They look cool. They look great.
There's always
put this in any other game, and I'm like, this is fucking sick.
Something to.
But you're taking away from my experience when you don't go to Call of Duty and say, oh, here's a fucking Halo energy sword. You know what I mean? Or I don't know what it's called. I'm not a huge. What is it called? The fucking. Or you don't go to Kingdom Hearts and hand him a fucking Glock. You know what I mean? Like, are you picking up what I'm putting down? You don't go to Destiny and give him the Keyblade, right? Maybe there's a Keyblade. I don't know. My life contains uncomfortable reasons, violates community. Okay. Oh. I got in trouble. I got in trouble with TikTok, probably because I said the G word. But, you know, and you don't go to Kratos and say, oh, here's a fucking, here's a teleporter, here's the portal gun, you know what I mean? You don't get to go bloop, 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 right? Right?
Shoot and loot.
Like, the portal gun is so cool in the Portal universe, but the second I hand him an unkempt herald, you're like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, it's, the unkempt herald is so cool, but not in that game. You know, while this vehicle is so cool, and the boosting in the environment is really cool. All of this, very beautiful. Very beautiful. The visuals are stunning, actually. It doesn't scream Borderlands to me. You know what I mean? But it's absolutely stunning. Now, here's the question I'm going to have. Borderlands 3 ran like shit on consoles. Are we going to have that same situation?
Alright,
You've received a vault signal. Check your map to see the area where the signal is coming from.
coming up on an order outpost. Let's see the new movement abilities in action.
Leaking? What is this? Is that the prefix you were talking about? What does that mean, leaking?
Chaining our new traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic than ever. You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles.
Warden, and some of these enemies look so cool. Hopefully not with the new gen. Dude, even when I play Borderlands 3 on my PS5, it, like, sucks. But pay attention to, like, wait, let's rewind this. Let's rewind this when when they're getting into this combat. Pay attention to their fucking health bars, dude.
Movement abilities in action.
Pay attention to their health bars and their... He is not taking an ounce of damage. He's fighting a badass right now. Sure, he's aggroed on his other buddy.
Chaining our
Nobody's
new
taking damage
together makes combat more dynamic.
What are we looking at? What are we fucking looking at right now? You know what I mean? Like, I know it's just a showcase or whatever, but I'm like,
you can
I'm looking at this. This shit looks piss easy.
Dodge projectiles, or quickly
There's
reposition
Warden
to gain an advantage.
He looks menacing. Didn't matter. Absolutely rinsed. He tried to do something. That was, see, exactly. Exhibit A, man. Exhibit fucking A. And I'm sure he could have executed this a little better, but it's like,
precision to gain an advantage.
Look at the gimmick. Look at how gimmicky this shit is. You've got a couple of these, like, I don't know, maybe they're light posts, but they're grappling posts, right? And he's like, oh, I'm going to grapple up here, and I'm going to slam down and do some damage. He comes over here, doesn't get nearly enough height for it to matter, slams, and does 0 damage to this bulkhead. Doesn't even trigger this barrel, so the slam radius is piss poor. Another slam there. Dude. No, I'm not saying I want to see them getting melted and dying, but I'm like, dude, it looks like these enemies don't do anything. Like, we're looking at literally nothing at this point. He hasn't got hit. He hasn't needed to use health. There he gets hit, finally. Okay. See, now that's fine. If he just took a little bit of damage and he fought a whole area of bad guys and neither one of them got hit once, come on. How many video games have you played where that's the case? See, now that's a little more useful as far as the... It's the mayhem modifiers. No! They're linked. See, now that was a little more useful on the,
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to.
See, so right here, it doesn't show you at all where the vault key fragment is. So I think that's the part that some of you were confused about, which obviously, you know, that'd be very concerning. You just hit one thing and it shows you exactly where it's at. Yeah, that would suck. But like, I think all he does here is click on his mission to track it or whatever. You know what I mean? So here we've got a mission. It just shows the middle point. Yeah, this is just the center point of the area that it could be in. So it doesn't at all show.
Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to
see, he does that, and then Echo 4
go.
Has to come in and literally hold your hand. Did I say SDU? I didn't mean that. Area waypoint is what I meant. I don't know. Wait, can we buy them in our inventory? Oh, wait. Hold on, did I miss something?
Now I know that there's a vault fragment.
SDU. Oh. Yeah, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see it. So we got missions, map, inventory, skills, SDU, and customization. So could we just customize our character on the fly? I mean, that's relatively interesting. But I feel like that takes away from the game. You know what I mean? If you can do everything from your inventory, doesn't it take away the game? What the fuck is this? This is Borderlands 4, Gage. This is Borderlands 4. Fashion show. See, because it removes, like, a purpose for, like, the main game hub, right? Sanctuary, Sanctuary 3, Concordia, Firestone, right? And a lot less in Borderlands 1, right? Because, you know, it was the first. But you go to Borderlands 2 and it's like you have the customization stations that you can only do. I feel like resetting your skill points should be able to be done anytime you, like, at a respawn station. But I feel like the customization station should be there for changing your outfit and stuff like that. It builds a little bit of world, right? You can't just dye your hair on the fly in the middle of combat, right? It's a little bit of world building, in my opinion. In my humble opinion.
Around here somewhere. But we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
I really don't like that we got the ghost from Destiny and this game thinks I'm brain dead, so I need it to hold my hand.
We're meeting up with none other than the Tigra Partali herself, Amara. She's a former.
And again, some of the foliage just looks so freaking jarring. Like, this looks weird. It doesn't match the rest of everything. You know, I don't know.
A vault hunter, and
it's just this, like, wannabe cell shade. You know what I mean?
Exotic pet sitter from Borderlands 3.
Is this fucking Reacher and Clark mixed? What? Or Reacher and Clark mixed with Halo? I don't know. Mixed with Call of Duty, mixed with Destiny? Ratchet and Clank. Oh.
He came to Kairos in search of Lilith, and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
See, we've got stuff like this, like a grappling. Okay. Sure.
Don't you whine at me, homies. We'll play in a moment, huh? Ugh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know...
Now, let me ask you something. The grappling hook is a little faster than a ladder, but if there was a ladder there, does the grappling hook add anything that we've seen so far? Like, and I want you guys' genuine opinions, not just, oh, I can move Fanchi, yay. Like, does it add anything beyond that? Because if it's all just like, oh, I can move Fanchi, yay.
You're having full conversations with animals.
I just don't know that. I think it was the respawn that we've seen.
You know you're having full conversations.
That's interesting. The sounds it's making is cool. And is this the little what's it called?
Unless you've got something to hide.
Ava's little dog thing that we see on Sanctuary 3 in Borderlands 3. You know, the little thing that's like, it's like cute and sometimes it'll give you ammo if you pet it. Is that just a grown-up version of it? Because that's
This
cool.
must be the path to the black side.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some
Amara
property
looks great,
destruction.
by the way. 10 out of 10.
Ooh, your
I really like the hair
specialty.
she's got. She's got like some earrings going
Please,
on.
be my guest.
It still looks very Amara, right?
Come, let's
It's
throw
nice we
some
get to
light
fight
on this
side by
black
side
side of his.
with another siren. Hopefully they don't kill her off.
This place is crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
So
Co-op has always been at the
and everything
heart
just
of
gets
Borderlands, and
absolutely
we put a
shredded.
ton of work into making it better than ever. Our improved lobby was just the start. You can also set your own campaign difficulty independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about looting and just
See, he's got like a status effect on him, and it's not doing
dealing
any
your drops.
damage.
As loot is
Right?
always instanced for each player.
Was that a status
Plus,
effect?
worry about looting and just
This way, everyone can tune
Or no,
set your own
that's him
campaign
doing the status
difficulty
effect
independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their
No, look, it looked like he got hit with something, right? It's not a yeah, but he gets shot with like something here, right?
difficulty independently of
Elemental ear.
the rest of the party. This way, everyone can
Okay, we see the green
tune the
orb,
experience
throws it.
to their liking.
Okay, he throws it.
And
It
you don't
looked
have
like
to worry
he got
about looting
shot
and
by
just
something.
stealing your drops.
Okay.
As loot
That
is
makes more
always
sense.
instanced for each player. Plus, if you ever
these
get split
enemies
up,
are
you can
literally-
easily fast travel to your friends.
Less than
And
stab.
two-player split screen returns so you can enjoy
Did
couch
take a bit of
co-op.
damage.
Regardless of how you play, we just want you to be
The couch co-op coming back is a 10 out of 10. I know there's a lot of people out there that is like, oh, hey, I want to play with my girlfriend or boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. We like to literally couch co-op that stuff. And I'm like, 10 out
able
of
to
10.
hang with your buddies and have
That's
a great
W.
time.
The cash pop-up looks a little interesting. I wish it was a little more up just to be in line with the other games. But it's nice that it's... The screen is very clear. We can talk about that. There's a lot less... This was hilarious.
What the hell is that?
This was the first. I feel like this Tim. Hi, sweetie. What's he doing? What's your blood sugar?
What the hell is that?
This was hilarious. You hear Tim? Is this a reference to Timmy from South Park? What's up, sweetie? Is that Tim? Timmy! And the fact that it's like a genetically modified monster that can talk now. Or not genetically, but cybernetically enhanced. I don't know. And enhanced.
Everyone else heard the talking creep, right?
Tim feels like the product of Lichter's twisted mind. Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air vent. Let's check it out.
Okay, we get a little more functionality with the grappling hook.
Hermes is really creeped out in
natural.
here.
Well, he is level 24. He might have a skill that's...
Not me, obviously. Hermes.
Now that we're in the black site, let's take a moment to talk about loot. In Borderlands 4, each piece of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics and trademarks. There's Jacobs, with crit-friendly black powder weapons, the elemental expertise of Maliwan, Vladov, who solve lower accuracy with more bullets, the toss to reload Tedior,
Yeah, some of this stuff being so bright.
or Tord with explosions! We also have 3 new ones. The Order with powerful
What do you think the Order is going to be a replacement for?
charge and release blast, fully auto rippers,
You think Ripper is going to be the bandit?
and the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
But that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities
The guns are looking a little better,
from
but
multiple
they still...
manufacturers to spawn
See, this is a bit better, but it's
in
not
a
quite
single
right.
weapon. For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Tord
This is the shit. But kind of bugs, potentially.
mag, Hyperion shield, and a Maliwan elemental switch.
I really hope that everything is very apparent. You know what I mean? So I've got the oh wait, Hyperion shield. Yeah. Okay. So Hyperion isn't disappeared out of the world, which is good. Hey, thank you so much for the share. I appreciate that. The Ripper clan, the pre-sequel. Ripper is Bandit? Yeah, the Ripper is also in Borderlands 1. Or, excuse me, Borderlands 2. Boom Boom, he's part of the Ripper clan, as in Flash Ripper. But I really hope the parts are actually distinguishable while looking...
Twitch, meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
And that's before even getting into alt fire modes, under
Nice, the little gun.
barrels, and elemental damage.
The possibilities are truly endless.
I feel bad for the kids that are going to have Tristan join their party on easy mode and one-shot the mobs. Yeah, for sure. That's one of my big worries. I hope that that's something that we can... Like, as the host of the game, I hope you can just lock the difficulty. Because I'm telling you this right now, chat. I physically will not be playing with the homies if they're going to sit there and play on fucking easy mode. You know what I mean?
To support playing with your favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers. Take my current enhancement.
That feels weird, like, to only give bonuses to a specific manufacturer instead of like, oh, here's some extra corrosive damage, here's some extra shock damage.
It adds
I
a
feel
kill
like the
bonus
replacement for
to
the
all
relic
guns
is
with
really
deadless
cool.
parts, along with
You
more...
lose out on a lot of like other physical attributes, like just made chicken tenders. Oh, send me some. I'm starving, dude. I'm not playing anything but the hardest unless it's a one life. It's for the part.
reload speed and critical damage.
No, yeah, I understand that, but I'm like, see, this looks a little more like the sights. I love the iron sight. Excuse me, the iron sights on some of these guns. Looks really good. Looks very MP5-esque. All right, I need to grab a drink of water. I'm doing a lot of talking here.
This lets you min-max your build.
So those like drop ships are kind of interesting as well. But I really hope that those artifacts go beyond just improving gunpowder.
Around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just
like a
okay
step
guns
back, you
into
know?
amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback.
Oh, hold on, we're gonna get into this. The kiddo just needs me to put on her show. She brought me the controller. The kiddo is a sick little bean, so she's sad. Did I see ammo regen though? Oh, I don't know. Here, let me go back. Let me pick up what you're putting down.
This lets you min-max your and critical damage to all guns with deadly. Take my and provides bonuses to specific
Hold on. It looks like, can you upgrade them? What's this 1 out of 3? Action Fist?
This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses
There's a
to
legendary
specific
one right there
manufacturers.
too, which is interesting. That's a good precedent, right? We got a legendary part that we could do there. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Jacob's weapons with Jacob's licensed parts gain a 40% chance to ricochet non-critical bolts. Okay, so critical hits on Jacobs seem like they're going to be doing the ricochet thing again, which I think was a excellent addition. Oh, sorry, I'm replacing my battery on my headset really fast so I can hear what the game's on about. Bum, 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 bum.
Manufacturers. Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with
There's a
deadless
money one?
parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage. This lets you min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked.
Calling it now, Lilith is the final boss, and Ava is gonna steal our spotlight again. Yeah, I bet. I hope Ava is just nowhere near us. Oh, you thirsty? Oh, sorry, chat. Here, let me do this. Let me get the kiddo some juice. But let's just all bask in the glory that they fixed the drop rates. They fixed them. Let me get the juice, and then we'll talk more about it. Here. Okay, I'm back, chat. I'm sorry. I gotta be dad first. You know how it is. Best part of Borderlands 2 is the system of grinding gold parts. And they still do shit damage over time. Yeah.
Work hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This
Let me
We've turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
Let's go. 10 out of 10. They fixed the drop rates on the weapons. They're gonna make it. You missed the Unkempt Herald? Dude, Jacob, you gotta get back into Borderlands so you can do bingo with us. Borderlands bingo is so much fun. But here we are with Borderlands 3 being absolute. You're going to? Yeah, dude, honestly, if you get the that you still have Borderlands 2, right? As soon as you get the money, you're buying it on Steam. Yeah, make sure you look at the Pandora's box It's usually like $30, bro. And you get like everything. Every game, every DLC. It's so worth it. Anyway, you had Borderlands 3 dropping legendaries for literally, like, you fart. You pass gas and you get a legendary in that game. So I'm glad that they address that, and I love that they're like, hey, we listen to your guys' feedback. It's abundant. Abundantly clear. You guys want shit to be so difficult to get. You want it to be not handed to you. But it's funny that they set that precedent, but then we have the ghost that holds your hand walking to everything. But I don't wanna just buy a PC later on. What do you mean? Oh. Yeah, but Borderlands is optimized for PS4. You need to clean it, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm just happy.
Well, let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers. Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
See, no. That's stupid. Hear me out. Like, yeah, we got the heavy weapons. But I'm like, dude. Hear me out. They literally say, oh, now you can blow shit up whenever you want. There's a literal fucking cooldown. What do you mean I can blow it up whenever I want? I don't have a cooldown on any rocket launcher I've ever had, ever. That's silly to me. Why the fuck does it say to find Lilith? Because they're looking for Lilith. In this mission, specifically. That to me is like, Sapphire, I know you like that, but I'm gonna be honest. I think that restricting rocket launchers and grenades to a fucking cooldown timer literally defeats what he just said. It's so contradicting.
Grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers. Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
I'm guessing it's early on. He's level 24. That's at least towards the end of the first playthrough, right? If there's more than one playthrough. Yeah, but in Borderlands 2, I never use rockets unless you're playing Sal. Yeah, but that's a personal choice. You know what I mean? He's literally level 24. This stuff's like level 22. And look, he still can't use a rocket launcher.
Before we go further, let's talk.
Literally exploded. No, she teleported the moon away. Since when did we ever save the big guns for bosses? Yeah, never.
A little bit about action skills. Every Vault Hunter has a set of...
Now this is... Yeah, see, look at all of this that he's got going on. He's got almost a whole skill tree. 19 points invested. Okay, so we don't get our action skill until level 5, it looks like. Or no, there's 5 skill points he hasn't used yet. He's level 25. What the fuck? We get it at level 2, it looks like. Should have kept the old interface. Yeah, this new interface is... I talked about it earlier, that I don't like that the Echo isn't the source of the inventory system. You know what I mean? Like, it almost felt like you'd kind of pull out your phone and or Echo. Sorry, wife's messaging me. Okay. Anyway, we've got excuse me, I got off topic, but it felt like when you open your inventory on Borderlands, it felt like it captured the world. You know what I mean? Cooldown is whack, yeah. That's where I'm at. Have they released what all the characters do? I've only seen 2. No, I think this is
3
the
unique
only
action
bit that
skills.
we've seen.
These are class to...
But each one has 3 unique action skills again, and I don't know if I like that. In Borderlands 3, it just felt like did it expand the game, and did it 100% make the game a lot more like playable, or give it extra replay value? Like, oh, I played Iron Bear with the plasma cannon, now I want to try the grenade launcher. You know what I mean? Like, did it add that? Yeah. With Flak, for example, you had like the racks, or you had, sorry, I'm gonna
finding ability
so that isn't so blurry. And then you had like the, what is it, fadeaway, and then you had like the portal. I forget what it was called. You like 3 action skills? I just think it's too much. You know what I mean? Sometimes less is more, chat. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be there, but I'm like, I hope it's a lot more fleshed out than in Borderlands 4. Gamma, yeah. Because in Borderlands 3. In Borderlands 3, I just felt like when I played a character, it felt like they had maybe 1 or 2 decent skills, and then the other, like, you just had that sad one. I wish there was a way for the skill try, if you were able to hover over, or skill tree, if you're able to hover over it, it tells you as a watcher. So you, example, I was recording this, but you'd be able to read. Oh, so you want it so like if they hover over it, it reads it to you, so you don't have to. You can choose not to read it. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a quality of life thing. Yeah, you can only choose one of the 3 action skills. And that's where I'm like, dude, why even fucking have it then? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm supposed to be the sick siren warrior that can do all these fucking abilities, but I can only do one? You know what I mean? Unless I go and change it, then I can do it. Let me change it on the fucking fly. Give me a scroll wheel. You know what I mean? If we're going to have more than one ability, go fucking balls out with it. You know what I mean? Why the fuck? As Flak, tell me you watched the intro cutscene for Borderlands 3 and you're like, oh, Flak can control all of these cool animals? And then you go and you realize you can only have 1 at a time? 2 if you're running the fucking, the rack attack. So theoretically you could have a couple racks and then your pet that runs around with you. Fuck that. I wanted to have an army of pets around me. That would have been sick. Imagine being able to have the Skag, Jabber, the little bot guy, and the spider ant. That would have been sick. And then be able to go invisible whenever you want, use the rack attack, spawn the portal, and whatever the fuck a purple skill tree did. I don't remember off the top of my head. That would have been sick. But no, instead we get this watered down version. It's like, oh, pick one. Pick one. What am I, fucking 10? Picking a treat? Nope, you only get 1. It's like that lame-ass house that you go trick-or-treating at. Take 1. What? Give me a handful. What do I look like? Oh, my cake and eat it too. I'm the consumer. That's what I want. You know what I mean? And now I get these cool options. I get 3 cool options again.
Devastating effects. Up until now.
Game limitations? Game limitations? You're going to look at me and tell me I can have a rocket launcher that can spawn 50,000 fucking things, but I can't press, left on the D-pad, or hold left on the D-pad and cycle between action skills? Like, they're more than capable of doing it. I'm not buying game limitations. When your game looks... Let me see, where am I at? 1555? When your game looks like this...
Destruct an arsenal of weapons.
You're going to
like
tell
the
me that there's
razor-sharp
game
arc
limitations?
knife.
Get out of my nuts.
These are 2 of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
Borderlands 4 takes place on
limitations.
Kairos. And
What
all
that is...
Till now,
There's no way. I'm meaning Borderlands 3. No, yeah, I get you, but why even have it at that point? You know what I mean? It just feels like... It feels like I'm at the zoo, and I don't get to pet puppies at the zoo. You know what I mean? I just gotta watch them from behind the glass. That might have been a really bad example. I'm at PetSmart, and I can't pet the puppies. You know what I mean? I just gotta watch them. I can only pet the cats. The pets were glitchy in 3? Yeah, but, I mean, spend more time working on it then. You know what I mean? But it's spaghetti Borderlands. Yeah. I mean, I hear you, but I'm like... Those are the things I want... Those are the advancements I want to see in Borderlands, not, oh, now we can grappling hook. Right?
I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree.
This is fucking sick.
Giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further customize
This is like a 5-eyed saber-tooth tiger.
action skills with augments and capstones. These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Which is literally the exact same as what we had in Borderlands 3. This is nothing new. So.
Different builds completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec.
See, if I can do it on the fly, why can't I just not hold the button and swap?
Your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
See, and I feel like if you're gonna have like a trait, it should apply to things that aren't already exclusive to your class. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I feel like the build diversity really comes in. And the whatchamacallit, that is a big gripe. That is a massive gripe for me. And here's why, okay? If you have some sort of like trait that your Vault Hunter has, it shouldn't just automatically apply to only the things that you have anyway. You know what I mean? Like, for example, her trait is changing her action skill and melee damage to the type, right? Which kind of Amara already had going on, right? But what an alternative should have been something like, oh, I deal increased... You're not, even if it's like 5%, I deal 5% increase elemental damage, right? So now you know, and it sets the precedent that Vex's trait is elemental, right? So now when you play Vex, you know that, hey, I get more benefit from elemental stuff, not just because of my skills, but because that is my trait. My trait does that. And then you could just swap it up. It could be, your trait could be you deal bigger, or you have bigger splash damage. You have 50% more splashed area, right? So now when you want, now you got specific weapons that just work better for that Vault Hunter. You know what I mean? Which really thickens those lines between Vault Hunters, which I think you desperately need, right? When you go play Borderlands 2, you don't just like, yeah, you can use the Herald and everybody can use it really good, but who uses the Herald even better? Krieg, Axton, obviously you could say Sal with his being able to have the grog with it as well or something, but it's like, who uses the Lady Fist the best? Obviously Salvador, right? I mean, who uses sniper rifles better than anybody else? You know what I mean? Like, come on. The lines between Vault Hunters are very clear in Borderlands 2, right? And you get to Borderlands 3, and I really feel like the lines are very, very thin. Borderline not even there. You know what I mean? The only thing that makes each other different most of the time is like their action skill. And I'm like, come on, man. I want something clear, something thick. You know what I mean? Because you had skills that just overlapped. It's like, oh, you'll do increased elemental damage. Every one of the fucking Vault Hunters had something that did that, you know? You're really breaking this shit down. Well, I kind of feel like I have to, right? It's like, it's something that desperately needs to be talked about. And I'm over here. A Vault Hunter trait shouldn't be something that literally just augments her fucking thing anyway. You know what I mean?
Element of her equipment.
It should really thicken the line between the other Vault Hunters.
Weapon.
Maybe, oh, you take, or you have passive health regeneration. You know what I mean? And that could be the only Vault Hunter with passive health regeneration. And it could be something super duper small, like 0.5% per second or something like that, or even small. It could be something really small, but it adds, it really makes you connect with a Vault Hunter, you know what I mean? That really defines playstyles. It's like, oh, I get passive health regeneration on this character, so maybe I'm a little more tanky, or maybe I get 5% extra shield capacity or something, just something like that, or, you know, ammo regeneration. Something very simple like that can really start, like I said, thickening those lines between Vault Hunters. And I think that's the route they should take.
So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
And also, you can pet the cat.
Petting the cat, cool, great, I love that. 10 out of 10 on that. If we weren't able to pet the pets, I'd be upset, right? It's where this says L1 and then L1. Maybe it means hold L1. Let me move this off the screen.
Dead end. Or
I
is
think
it?
that means hold L1. But I am a little concerned with that. I hope that they're not all just like soft augments for your abilities. But
Let's see where this
that is cool though, that she can swap depending on what ammo or what she's holding in her hand.
takes us. God, are those test tubes?
And then we got this kind of like, this really feels like a freaking, like a Call of Duty mission, right? Oh, we're out looking for our teammate, our homie, and we stumble upon, oh, here's these test tubes. What's going on with this testing facility? Blah, 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 which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it definitely feels different than our typical Borderlands thing. Which, that is a welcome change. That is a welcome change. I think the serious tone will be really good. But I really hope that it has those moments.
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
So we finally see Buddy go down, he instantly gets back up. I'm glad that he actually goes and fight for his life. I wish he would have stayed there for a little bit longer just to show off and showcase what that's going to be looking like. But then he gets into the, what do you call it, the rough kit? Something like that. This little syringe. Why does every game need a fucking syringe now? Dude, even, what was it? Borderlands, or excuse me, God damn it. Killing Floor 3 has like a new syringe system that fucking sucks. I'm like, you suck. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm hoping that's like, the whole game isn't going to depend on this like small piece of equipment. You know what I mean?
I'm almost afraid to ask what's in the tube.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing?
Borderlands 1 has it? Well, they have like the med kits. Yeah. But that behaves way differently. You know what I mean? Like you have plenty of, you can get through almost the whole game without even using a med kit. That might make it a little harder on yourself, but you can totally do it. This is
Going
interesting
out
as
of
well.
them?
You got the crystals growing at them, growing out of these guys. So here again, we get a look at what I assume is that same type of crystal. So
By the way, if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
okay, so that's interesting. You can replay missions and replay boss fights just from the press of a couple buttons, it looks like. Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
But we'll talk more about endgame later.
Now
For
this, holy shit, chat. Holy shit.
Now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass. In Borderlands 4, our bosses are
That boss design is insane.
bigger and better than ever, putting all your new skills.
This is very reminiscent of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, though. This seems very kind of like a reskin, like arena, which I'm okay with to an extent, but it feels a little lazy. But they might be hiding some stuff because obviously the HUD isn't here at all.
Gear and abilities to the ultimate.
This looks. It's like biomechanical, or maybe it's just mechanical. You got all these like arms and machine parts. It literally just looks like just like mannequin arms like that. You got like the kinetic energy hands flying at you.
Whoa.
You
Spoilers.
see all the hands go into the ground and then they come back up. And then the hands or arms form arms to try and smash.
That's enough of that for
Which
now.
is so cool. It's so cool.
But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
So we've got a
And
lot.
from everyone
Big shout out to these guys.
at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
Well, what are we thinking overall, chat? What are we thinking overall? I'm just gonna let this play in the background while we kind of talk. That way, there's a little bit of background noise, so you guys ain't just hearing me fucking breathe.
Today, we're giving you our deepest look
That was so many enemies. Yeah,
all the excitement.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Does this bring a load of concern for me? Absolutely. Especially with the fact that these guys bumped up the release date.
We've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we push things even further.
This is hands down our best Borderlands ever. All new movement, abilities, bigger and badder enemies, and a brand new planet. All in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players, with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime Borderlands fans,
Yeah.
we're throwing back to our more grounded tone.
I'm just hoping we get
Further than ever before.
a nice, very fleshed out experience overall.
Years of hard work from my teammates across the Gearbox Studios. So enough talk. Let's get it.
I'm so excited. I really hope this
It's
isn't
Borderlands 4.
the last Borderlands. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. This did give me a little more hope and give me a little bit of excitement, but I'm not over here jumping out of my seat. You know what I mean?
Sci-fi universe where life is cheap.
I feel like they're really missing the mark. They're really missing the point everyone's trying to make, man. And I know they're way too far into the game's development.
Mercenary with powerful abilities called action skills.
Today I'm playing as Vex, our new siren.
But I really feel like they just don't understand what their core audience enjoys about Borderlands.
She can use that energy to empower
And why Borderlands 3 flopped so hard. I really don't feel like... Everybody says it's the story, But it's not, dude. The gameplay of Borderlands 3 and their dependence on fucking...
He can deconstruct an arsenal of weapons, like the razor-sharp arc knife.
Oh, good lord. The dependence on so many different... Well, let me rephrase. There's so many things wrong with Borderlands 3. I'm more hopeful than... Wait, I hope they make another more towards 1 and 2. Yeah, exactly. Imagine Borderlands in VR. They have Borderlands in VR. Borderlands in VR would make you throw up, dude. You don't want it.
That is until 6 years ago when Elpis showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary vault hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating. A planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now people all across Kairos have started rising up. Some even ripping
I didn't know that. I'm gonna try it for sure. Yeah, it's awful.
That's the situation our vault hunters have crash landed into. A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark.
Okay, I mean honestly, I'm juiced.
You'll meet a cast of incredible characters. Fan favorites return, like Zane and Moxie. You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Bummer. Yeah, guys, do we got... I think overall, before I seen this last night, I was sitting at a 2 out of 10 on excitement for this game. And now I think I'm at like a 4 out of 10. So did it double my excitement? Yeah, but was my excitement very high? No. I was really hoping for something just game breaking, ground shaking, shattering. We get these vast landscapes and shit, but we can only have 4 players. You know, I was hoping for like, oh, here's 6 players, you know? Here's 6 Vault Hunters, actually. Ha ha ha. You're more like a 50-50? Yeah, I'm just below a 50-50, but that's just because I'm not a fan of the movement. The movement to me doesn't do anything for me. It's literally like shaking a stick. Like, I don't care. I'm like, cool, you got a stick. Like, great. You know? The movement isn't why I play Borderlands. I've never played Borderlands for movement. I will never play Borderlands for the movement. If I want a movement game, I'm just not a fan of 3-dimensional movement outside of a campaign setting. And yeah, you can argue that Borderlands is a campaign setting and a PvE environment and this, that, and the other, but I don't play Borderlands for that. I just don't. I will say that their visuals, the game looks very stunning. I will say that. But, and I really hate to keep throwing butts on it, but it's not Borderlands. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like a Borderlands game. If you slapped any other title on this, if you said that this was like, I don't know. Like, if you told me this was the new Destiny game, I'd be like, man, look how hard they're trying to be Borderlands, but it looks cool, looks good. You know what I mean? I feel like this will definitely bring in some of those Destiny fans. This will really... What's troublesome to me is that the new stuff that they're showing off is just movement. You know what I mean? They're coming out with 2 more eventually instead of a new skill tree. Yeah. Which I'm totally on board with. But I was hoping... Imagine we get a Borderlands 2 type game. And we get 6 Vault Hunters on launch. 6-player compatibility. We not only get loads of farming that we're able to do, loads of replay value all across the board, a great story, bunch of new weapons, guns, legendaries, fucking uniques, some silly not so uniques, you know what I mean? Like, get some shit gear mixed in there, get some this and that, all with really great skill trees, interactive skills. That's what I'm hoping for the most, is interactive skills. Stuff that, or co-op interactive skills. Stuff that like the Claptrap High Five from the pre-sequel and what's her name? The Baroness, what is her name? Her minion and masters, like, skill tree. You know, the right skill trees, stuff like that. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, the wife's just messaging me. But, yeah, we're here, like, I don't know. It feels like just a step. Like, if Borderlands 3, like, let's say walking down the path, you've got Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel was a slight step to the left, right? Like, you go 45 degrees to the left. But it wasn't too far off the path. It just might have been a step not quite in the right direction, but not really in the wrong direction either. Just in a new direction. And then you got Borderlands 3 that, in my opinion, takes a 160 degree turn step to the left. This feels like a step, like, this is like a 90 degree step. In my opinion, it's just in the wrong direction. It's not like as bad as Borderlands 3, but it just feels like a step in the wrong direction. Like, we need to take another step forward. Another step towards 0 degrees, you know what I mean? Get back in line with what's going on. Focus a little less on the visuals, and though I appreciate the visuals, you can make this look. You can take away all this texture all across the board. Take away the texture, but make the gameplay so much fun. Make the sounds good, shit like that. Make the gameplay enjoyable. 10 out of 10. Gameplay should always be the very first focus, but in Borderlands' instance, which what they've said, the story should come first, immediately after, not far behind, gameplay. Now, as long as the story's super good, I think we're going to have a solid game. If I had to rate my excitement, it's about a 4 out of 10. If I had to give my overall prediction, this is going to kill the Borderlands franchise if the story isn't the best story we've ever had. Now, looking at the history and looking at every other game ever, I've never seen a villain better than Handsome Jack, so let's hope they can top him. If they don't, we're cooked, man. Borderlands will die. They'll be scrambling to try and get the what is it called? Capture the beauty that was Borderlands 2. Now, looking at some of these we'll look at some of these comments and see what everybody else will see, like the positivity and or negativity. It looks like we're looking at how many views on this? 100,000 views. Only 100,000? That's kind of crazy. Approaching 6.5 likes. Alright, far better than anything I've done, obviously. But saw the comment on the gameplay trailer said Randy's dressed like Oblivion NPC. Oh boy, I was not disappointed. Okay, hold on. Glad that we're shifting away from trying to make Handsome Jack 2.0. Are we though? We didn't hear anything about this. We don't know. We don't know what the story's going to be about, other than we're trying to get the Timekeeper. Who thought locking the enemy health bar to the middle of the screen was a good choice? Balanced gear rarity, not just legendaries. Split screen co-op. Bosses respawn without loading. It's nice. Yeah, the movement to me, that's not a W. Vaults are now like dungeons. I don't like that either, I don't think. I don't know. Vaults used to be regarded as like this crazy, spicy thing, you know what I mean? When you're playing Borderlands 4, you're chucking Jack off your brain. He's a one-off villain that's really good. But he's not just a one-off villain though. You know what I mean? He made Borderlands what it was. You know what I mean? And not only that, he had an entire planet under his thumb. You know what I mean? That doesn't just go, that oppression doesn't just go away. That's crazy. Yeah, I will agree with this. Only one planet, more cohesive world. They didn't say that we're only getting one planet, though. They didn't say we weren't getting new ones. Stims for health regen? Stupid. Dumb. 0 out of 10 on that. Actual mechanics, not just immune phases. Yeah, I hope so. Does anyone else feel like the enemy health bars need to be moved up just a smidge? I feel like their bars are crowding the center of the screen a little too much. I didn't really notice that. I want to dislike that, but I'm not gonna. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Modern Warfare 2019 all over again. Yeah, I don't know why we're removing the minimap, dude. Dude, the minimap isn't minor, though. It does world building. You know what I mean? And it removes the need for fucking, oh, here's a beam of light that takes you and holds your hand all the way there. No, it helps you learn the map. You take away the minimap, like, the minimap adds so much. Not only does it help you learn the map and your surroundings a little bit more, it helps you judge the distance on, like, how far away something is. Like, if you see an objective on the minimap and you run there, after you do that enough times, you're like, oh, okay, it's about that far away. This, that, and the other. Blah, blah, blah. An enemy on the minimap, you can judge how far away they are. Blah, blah, blah. And then it removes the need to have this, like, jarring-ass fucking... Like, when you look at a compass at the top of a screen, right? So let's say that the search bar is a compass, right? And you've just got this stupid little arrow over here that's like... Where are the arrow? I don't even know. Am I dumb? I might be dumb. Chat, you boy, oh, right there. You just got this little arrows over here that's like highlighted red, like, oh, there's a bad guy over here. I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. Fucking, you got this, and now I gotta like whip my screen around so that it lines up and it's in the center. Like, fuck you, dude. Just put it on my minimap. You know what I mean? A minimap is like a staple. This guy's a fucking moke, man. I don't know. Not attacking him, but that's a moke take. Dear Gearbox, Rainy comes across as slimy, untrustworthy. Used car salesman. Damn, dude. Why you roasting my boy? The siren looks so good. That's huge too. They didn't. That's the thing too, is they're not talking about Endgame. We have got no information on Endgame, chat. Nothing. That'll be your actual, dude. After 100 hours, it'll be your actual thoughts. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm still gonna buy it, chat. Like, don't get it twisted. Only gripe is it looks too clean, but considering what Kairos is supposed to be, makes sense that it be so pristine and pretty. Yeah, okay, I see that. So happy they updated the Vault Hunter's design. They don't look like NPCs anymore. Yeah, I'll dig that. Hope there's a way to change the menu to a more classic Borderlands look. The new version is a bit off. Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's some stuff you just shouldn't change because, like, I always hate to do it, but Call of Duty, for example, right? Got to use them as an example. They had a nice fucking UI system for years, decades, almost 2 decades of like a wonderful UI system, and then 2019 fucking launches, and they fucking take it all away from us. Okay, they took now you look at Call of Duty and the shit looks like I'm surfing through a fucking Netflix menu or something. It's so bad. Yeah, I'm not reading all that. That's crazy. Have the option to change that static health bar in the middle of the screen. Looks like a bug on a car windshield. Dude, I didn't even notice these fucking health bars that you guys are on about, dude.
Constantly have new things to discover.
There's also plenty of local wildlife to contend with, like these Cratch, flying beasts who attack in flocks.
Okay, I see. Yeah, that is kind of... You know, I didn't really notice it, but it is kind of ugly now that you get going. Let me get into, like, some more combat here. It is a bit jarring because it doesn't stay over their head. You know what I mean? So, like, as you move, it stays centered on your screen. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I like that either. I mean, I didn't really notice it until it got pointed out, but maybe that's a part of the reason I wasn't liking the combat. You know what I mean? Maybe I needed my eyes opened on that. Huh. I'll keep letting that play in the background.
We're meeting up with none other than the Tigra Partali herself, Amara. She's a former Vault Hunter and exotic pet sitter from Borderlands 3. She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Everybody keeps roasting Randy, dude. This is messed up.
Don't you whine at me, homies. We'll play in a moment, huh? Oh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide. This must be the path to the black side.
I kind of would like to move more towards enemies, so it's not just stuck there. Yeah.
Ooh, your specialty. Please, be my guest.
Come, let's throw some light on this black site of his. crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands. And we've
I
put a
agree,
ton
but
of work
that's
into making
not
it
going to be the
better
case.
together. Our improved lobby was just the start. You can also set
For
your
the
own
week.
campaigns
Alright.
independently of
Yeah,
the
I'm not
rest of
really
the
seeing like
This way, everyone
too
can
much
see the
other than
experience
just
to
like
their liking.
And you don't have to worry about loot ninjas stealing your drops, as loot is always instanced for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up,
Yeah,
you
I
can easily fast travel to your friends.
people are
Two-player split screen returns so you can
people are silly. I'm not gonna say this person's stupid, but the fact that it says find Lilith doesn't mean that we're going to find Lilith. You know what I mean? We're looking.
What the hell is that?
They say clearly that they've been looking for Lilith this whole time because they never found a body. I'm assuming we will find Lilith, right? This side or the other, but I don't know, guys. What are we thinking? Like I said, I'm in the boat of like, I think this is gonna be very interesting, but I think I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. I got a bit of a headache, and the kiddo is sick, so I really need to tend to her. I'm sorry it's a shorter stream today, but I mean they did say Lilith was alive. I thought Amar said if Lilith is alive, she'll be over this way or something like that. Dude, dunking Oreos with a spoon is smart, though. In a dev stream. Oh, okay. I didn't even see it. I didn't know. Check DMs after this? Yeah, I will, for sure. You have to give me a bit, though. I gotta... To be honest, chat, I'm gonna lay down with the headache cap on and let these headache medicines kick in. And just I just need to relax for a minute, because, yeah, your boy's kind of getting the beans. For like no reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like staring at a screen too long past few days, something like that. I don't know. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a discussion type stream here. We're definitely going to be covering as much of the stuff as we can as it comes out. Obviously, I could have been a little more on top of it yesterday, but that's where we're at. And thank you all so much. I will be seeing you tomorrow. But until then, I say goodbye.
Think about it for a minute. Why did you press play? I already got you thinking about my chess game. Like I was a sexy woman that was jogging with big bonkers and a sports run. It's like you watch a wow, I must say. That was my queen piece, and I suggest you best stay away from me because it's me